calendar on action. This was killer, dude. That looks great. Okay.
All right, stop moving so we can hold for tone. And action. Welcome to TPK, our first very unboxing video. Very unboxing, merry unboxing. It is the end of the year when we are recording this, and we're here today to open Wizkids Icons of the Realm 50th Anniversary Edition box set, sealed in the box, new in box. I'm B-Rye, B. David Harrison, Raniek, if you know how to spell it. And I am part of TPK Miami, our gaming group right here in the Magic City. And so today, let's see what we've got. We're gonna be real. I know a lot about D&D in general. I've been playing for a long time. I don't know what's actually in this box set, except that there are classic versions of monsters from the first edition, and then duplicates, as it were, in the 5th edition. So we're going to open this right. No razors at this table, no cutaways, unless, of course, it's the plastic being cut away. With a mighty plunge, the seal is broken. And with that, rip, tear, and rend. There are 8 boxes in this cube, 4 and 4. We're doing this randomly to see what's inside. Lost City, thankfully, our home away from home, has been keeping us in good hands. To say a special shout out to our Lost City brewery right here in North Miami, Florida. Each one of these boxes has on it a little bit of security tape so that the things don't come out, so that you know that it has not been tampered with. And we're cutting all of this live in front of you so that we can make sure that there's no disbelief. But I'll try to be as smooth and quick as I can with this. There we go. Let's see what we've got today. Very first unboxing. There are some rares in here, some that have not been identified. I think there's a great community out on the web right now, but our very first mini, this large, this classic looking Pit Fiend, yet is the 5th edition one, I believe. Look at that face. This is not something you want to encounter in any level of a dungeon, nor do you want to have your adventuring party unprepared for such a creature of a high challenge rating. It can decimate even the most stalwart adventurer. Let's see what we've got for our smaller batches. Now, I love that Miss Wizkids provides a variety of mini sizes, so you really get to see what's there. This looks like a kobold. Little funky little face on him. 7 of 50, 5th edition style of kobold. Not a little dog man, but one of the lizard descendant types. Let's see what's number 3 here. Oh, looks like a knoll. It's a wicked looking pick or scythe. Number 11 of 50, also 5th edition style. Great banding on that armor there. The metallic touches, very nice. Fangs, and with a gesture that says, "Come at me, bro." This guy is going to drive that scything pick, almost like a Kama, K-A-M-A, except much longer. This is like a reduced scythe, something that has been broken off. Very Knoll demonic weapon. Something cool and wicked. And last but not least from this box, we have, let's see, ooh, looks like a little adventuring gnome, folks. Is it a gnome? It is a dwarf, a 1st edition dwarf, small of stature, hardy adventurer, a heavy backpack on there, as all adventurers, carrying a little warhammer and shield. I would be proud to go on an adventure with this guy. He'd take about 2 or 3 steps into the dungeon and then down that pit trap goes. Adventurer's Lost, just like that, cruel and quick. So there's our first 4 minis from our first box set. Only 7 to go. Next up, number 2. Let's see what we got. Now there is a very special gold dragon that some people are searching for, hoping to get one of those super rares. It is in the shape of the ampersand. We'll see if that happens during this unboxing. We have no idea. I don't even know what the percent chances are of getting something like that. I don't know Wizkids rares one way or the other. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I know that form right off the bat. That is a Kieran. One of these celestial, eastern, good-aligned beings. I actually have a Kieran from my one of my other Wizkids sets. Looks very similar in the model, a little bit more gold than the other. And number 28 of 50. Stark contrast to the Pit Fiend. And let's see. Ooh, this looks like an old adventuring type. Oh, I love the shield on this. Look at that, beautifully painted. A nice heraldry right there. Green Knight, 55 of 50, which means this is one of those rares. It's done in the gold text. What a beautiful, I mean, this is something that I would want to see in like Mordheim or in Merkburg. Yeah, I mean, this is classic as you can get. Full plate armor archer, striking up at some unseen evil. Again, I mean, if you can see that beautiful shield on there, that's some careful detailing. Nice, good pick, good pull, good pick, good pull. Ooh, who is this? Looks shadowy, demonic. This looks like a shadow demon. Yes, first edition. Shadow Demon 1E, yeah. No defined features on it. I'm not sure. Do you think that makes it more or less creepy than the 5th edition one? It looks almost more gargoyle and demonic-like. This one is almost like a no face, no expression. Just a menacing evil emerging from the shadows. Very dangerous creature to fight in darkness. You don't know where you're striking. And last out of this box too, something a little bit bigger for a medium creature. What have we got here? Looks like a bear-like face. Maybe it's another gnoll. It is. This is a first edition gnoll. Again, you know, beautiful, all the different pieces of equipment. This guy is to the gills. He's got a spear thrust right through his shield here. He's got a war, I don't want to call it a trident. If you remember, familiar with the first edition tables, the number of pole arms that you could get was out of this world. It's got some beautiful armor there. Look at that. Maybe a brigandine. And a fur cloak. That's box number 2. It's time for box 3. Oh, I'm going to use some more cutting. Sacrificial cuts. Get that ASMR crinkle. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. All right, let's see. Take those little tabs off. Let you know that it has not been tampered with. And here we go. Box number 3. I had to do something with all this excess from earlier. Oh my goodness, and there it is. Right on box number 3, our gold ampersand dragon. Beautiful. 50th anniversary. Number 50 of 50, the young gold dragon wrapping itself around in the loop in the ampersand. That is a beautiful figure. Look at that. The translucent flames coming off. Color scheme's pretty simple. Looks like they use a lot of gold paint with just a slightly darker bronze on the top of the scales there. But, you know, simple isn't always bad. Fun piece for your mantle. All right, let's see what else we've got in here. Ooh, I'm gonna guess that's a bugbear. Just looking at his outline. Got some cool antlers on this dude. Aw, yeah, look at that. Big, meaty axe, probably about wider than his own chest. This is a bugbear 5th edition version. Antlers on his hat, I think that's a fun touch. Give me a little bit of wildness. Like, these guys have got some little bits of personalized expression to them, not just your average grunt. Let's see what we got in a minute. Man size, ooh, I'm gonna guess Githyanki. Yes, that is a Gith. Githyanki 5E, beautiful. Githyanki Warband, also from Wizkids, gives you a nice variety pack of these astral warriors. Got both the those silver swords that these guys carry. Pride and closely guarded secret of their people. There's a Gith, I'll put him in front. I'm gonna have to slide these guys out in a minute. Let's see, what do we got next? Ooh, that looks like a lemure. A little squishy mud-faced man. This is a lemure of the 5th edition, number 1 of 50, the very first in this set. This looks like a mound of liquid clayey flesh rising up out of the pits of Avernus, having their minds wiped in the river Styx. Just an evil soul starting at the bottom, the grunt of the grunts. Very cool. 3 boxes down. When we get to 4, I'm going to clear some of the stuff out of the way. Box number 4. Sacrifice. I surrender. All right. Box number 4. Expand your D&D miniature collection. Well, I'm about to. This is quite a haul to get the big booster boxes like this. What is our big mini this time? Ooh, that looks Kieran-like too, or maybe a unicorn? What are you? Let me see. Nope, don't. Stay. Wow. Looks like a unicorn rampant. Look at this guy. It is a Kieran. This is a 1st edition Kieran. Wow, I gotta say, I like this guy more than the 5th edition one. I like the pose. He's definitely more noble. He's like rising up. He's got a regal bearing. Almost like the mane and hair is blowing off his back in some sort of ethereal breeze that you can't see. Very cool. And like these like almost beta fish-like wings coming off the side of his shoulder blades there. Very cool. And so now we've got our first, I think our first pairing between our 1st edition version and our 5th edition version. Which one do you like better? In this particular case, I'm voting 1st edition. All right, that's 4 out of 8. I'm gonna just clear some of this stuff out. Let's see what else is in this box. Number 4. Oh, she is a fancy lady, mage-like. Who are you? An elf. 5th edition, just elf. She could be anyone. She could be your particular PC with a radiant metallic cloak and regal bearing. Long black hair with that raven's white lock that comes on the side there. Perhaps she has dabbled in things that were beyond her ken, and her extremely long life this still led her to maintain a very proud magical career. Ooh, this is a goblin? Yeah. This looks like a little 5th edition goblin. Yes, number 5 of 50. Classic. Again, Wizkids makes an entire goblin warband. You always need like those minion type creatures to fill it out, but sometimes you play a PC as a goblin. This is a great little archer. Look at that. And ooh, non-bipedal creature. What is this? With hyena-like leaping, a little puffy tail, strange jaws. What could you be? A blink dog of the 1st edition. Oh, interesting, interesting. I think I became familiar with blink dog somewhere around 2nd or 3rd edition, but it's got an interesting jowl, not very dog-like. Put him a little more in the hyena category. Still, interesting creature. It looks like he could have his little jaw articulated, you know, if you wanted to really mess with it, you can change it up. If you're very skilled in such ways of modifying your minis. An little nub tail with almost like a lion poof on the end. Very cool. All right, we are at 4 of 8. All right, Pit Fiend Gold Dragon are a pair of Kirans. And our little menagerie over here. Get some space for the next batch. Our little rare right up front. Elf, Goblin, Lemure, Blink Dog, Orc. No, Bugbear, sorry. Classic Adventurer, Gnoll, and a little Kobold. You gotta have lots of Kobolds. Kobold warbands, Goblin warbands, just fill out your army. Let's maybe puncture that. I can still push it through. Yeah. 4 of 8. All right. Let's find out what's next. Take a little hydration break also. Very important. Some Danskmjöd. Very good mead. Nectar of the gods, for sure. Ooh, oh, another fiendish creature. I believe, without even looking at it, that's a Glabrezu. Probably the 1st edition version. With the dog-like face, the little bat wings coming off the head, the lobster claws, and of course the 4 appendages. Let's see. Glabrezu, 1st edition, 25 of 50. Nice butt cheeks on this guy too. Scaled almost like a mother lobster. Interesting guy. Again, not a fiend you ever want to encounter. Very fun to take those macerating pinchers and take a PC and go right in half. You get that critical hit. They'll remember it when you throw one of these at them. In fact, I had a box with the 5th edition one from Wizkids also. And I put it on the table while I was doing some stuff, and the player just stopped and looked at me and said, "Put that away." We didn't even take it out. It wasn't even part of the adventure. They know what they're up against. All right, moving on. Let's look at our medium creatures here. Oh, you are interesting. You're goblin-like. You're tall. I feel like this is a fade creature, unless this would be a 1st edition hobgoblin. Let's find out. Oh, no, this is a 1st edition bugbear. What character this guy has. He's almost cartoonish. I like it though. I like it. I like the classic expression on his face. He's got an armored shoulder, and again, gotta love those 1st edition pole arms. No pants on this fella. Just some long furs. Interesting. Very cool. One of the 1st edition ones. classic monsters. Oh, we have a small miniature here. And a small races. Who do we got? Oh, that looks goblin-like, and I'm gonna guess first edition, using a door as a shield. Again, I love these touches. The first edition, just like whatever you could find as a weapon, just kind of make it up as you go along. Goblin 1E, very cool, very cool. Is that the first edition goblin with this first edition dwarf? You know these two are facing down in that dank 5x5 corridor. Yeah, that's right, 5 feet tall, just for dwarves. No ducking. Oh my goodness. If this isn't Strahd von Zarevich himself. Oh, I need to take this for my Curse of Strahd campaign. That's gonna go right on the table here. I mean, I didn't open a Curse of Strahd mini. Oh my goodness. What an arrogant, beautiful son of a bitch. I love this guy. Strahd von Zarevich in his classic cover pose from the 5th edition module that was released, looking for all the world like he has no cares, and that you are but a mere toy to him. Something to entertain him in his eons of life. That is an amazing little miniature. Go Wizkids. One of the things I've really enjoyed, just to take a break, they do such an intricate job of looking at a two-dimensional piece of art for which Wizards art directors are commended. They really go out of their way to find artists to get something that's going to capture both the feel of the module as well as harken back to that classic oil painting style in some of them. And every piece their art director takes, depending on who it is at the time, to commission, to work with artists, to be able to get pieces that are evocative of a mood, a feeling, a specific part of the adventure, a memorable moment. And as somebody who is artistically inclined, but moderately talented, I can just appreciate it, even if I don't spend the hours myself to create such art. I'm more of a storyteller. All right. Icons of the Realm 50th Anniversary Dungeons & Dragons WizKid pre-painted miniatures. Box number 6 of 8.
Slice and rend, don't tear.
And the seal is broken. I haven't gotten any duplicates so far, which is fun. Everything has been a new adventure. I have gotten boxes in the past, and multiple boxes. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 of the same one, and that's okay. Sometimes you need it to build out your army. Oh, right off the top, a bullywug. I wouldn't put him on a large base. Let's see if that is actually a bullywug. I would say this would be more of a medium creature, but maybe first edition has him as the... no, it is not. I was incorrect. It is a green slod. This has got to be first edition, yeah. Again, I think the base is a little bit oversized for the miniature. I think a lot of these first edition monsters are a little bit reduced in size compared to their 5th edition counterparts. If you've ever seen the old Dragonlance modules, the dragons themselves, I would pass for a large creature, maybe huge, but the proportions are much more reduced, but their ferocity is still legendary. So this is a green slod. The sloddy are a quite interesting group of planar creatures, I believe hailing from Limbo. The Chaos Gem embedded in their skulls gives each of them animation, and their reproduction methods are strange and wild. Some, with a tear into your flesh, deposit a malady called the Chaos Phage, which slowly depletes your hit points until you die, and turn not into a green slod, but maybe a red slod. Each one has a specific path that you can take. And so because they are creatures of chaos, leaves it a little bit up to chance. And I think it was the blue slotty that has the chaos phage. And the green slotty, I think, have the little worms that go under your skin and then burst out as a red slob through your chest. Horrifying, alien. Definitely something to set your players on edge. And what I like to, don't make them make the con save when they get hit. Then they're like super suspicious, right? Let them have a night's sleep. And then when they wake up the next day, be like, make a Constitution saving throw. And they're like, for what? They're like, no, something. Nothing, maybe, you don't know. Maybe you just had a rough night's sleep. Maybe you've got worms crawling under your skin. Oh, you got mushed. Look at that, he's so flat. Now, another good thing about the Wizkid minis, now this is a Skeleton Knight. This is one of the Draconic ones. I think this is a reprint from the Boneyard set, which, awesome Wizkid mini set. One of the cool things about these, the plastic has a memory to it. So if it does get mangled or mashed in its transport to you, have no fear. You take a, not boiling, but hot water, just drop them in, give them a few minutes, doesn't take too long, and you'll be able to straighten them back out. And now, also, you need to have some ice cold water next to it. So what I usually do is have them in the hot water, got a tweezers or a tongs or even just a fork, fish him out, you know, make sure he's positioned in the right way, and then plunge him into that ice bath, and then he'll be good as new, standing straight. So there we go. Our Skeleton Knight. I like these guys. I like the variety of skeletal creatures. It's not all humans who are skeletons. Anyone could be an undead if you try hard enough, or if you have a talented enough necromancer. All right, speaking of necromancers, who's this? Oh, I can't see this guy's face, but I'm looking at it from behind. I see a bald head and a staff and a jaunty cape. This says, to me, Mordenkainen? Let's find out if I'm right. Could just be a wizard. But, oh yeah, with the goatee and his faithful hound, Mordenkainen's hound, this has got to be Mordenkainen from 5th edition. Look at that. Beautiful blue vestments, his invisible faithful hound. Very cool. Classic. Another hero, another named hero from our miniature set. These are great for set pieces. I mean, yes, it can just be your PC if you want to have a PC who's a renowned wizard with a faithful invisible hound. But sometimes, like the Strahd figure, I mean, that's a set piece. And we have another kobold, this one, a 1st edition one. And again, classic, just holding a piece of wood, maybe it's a piece of trapdoor. You can just imagine this guy springing out from the floor as the trapdoor itself is attached to this kobold's arm, riding up right as your adventurer is going to reach for that ring and then plunging that spear into their neck. So now we have a 1st edition kobold next to a 5th edition kobold. Now, what do we note? Differences between these two. I'd say the first one, you know, this is where they got the dog-like face. You know, I think they're a little bit more snub-nosed, but does still have little horns out of the top of its head. There was a lore debate, but this one's red too. Interesting. Are they draconic in nature, or do they just think they are? Two little kobolds, 5th edition and 1st. Gotta love that improvised equipment. All right, next. Let's see what we have in this one. Oh my goodness, our first duplicate of our larger ones. Let me get these out of the way from our Lost City pals here. Another Glabrazu. If there's anything a pair of adventurers can't handle is a pair of Glabrazu. These two together will rip, tear, and rend your party apart. You think one of them on the table is going to make them quiver in fear? When you bring out a second one, then they know that you've got it out for them. Snip, pinch, rip, tear. Let's check out our minis under here. Oh, another one who got stuck in the edges there and mangled and swished, unfortunately. Let's see. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Something dog-like. Emerging out of a portal. Another blink dog, perhaps? There we go. Blink dog 5E. Now, looking like a true and proper celestial hound. Again, pretty fangy on this one. I think maybe they're really emphasizing the teeth as it emerges from the portal. So this one's got a very cool like portal effect as it emerges out of it. So again, you have 5th edition and 1st edition versions here. 1st edition Blink Dog, 5th edition Blink Dog. I'm voting 5th edition on this one. The 1st edition one looks still too much like a shaggy hyena. And I do like the little bit of a little touch there of it emerging from a portal as opposed to just appearing in existence. Kind of hard to show in a miniature, right? It still implies that the dog travels through space-time. Very cool. The little blink dogs here. All right. Ooh, is that it? One more, the final box. Could it be we have approached the end already? And only one duplicate figure? Oh, wait, nope. I see these guys. Jumping the gun. Still have. Oh, another duplicate. This box, wow. Just the way the die have rolled. The fates have chosen us to have yet another Lemure. But not a duplicate. This is a 1st edition one. Again, almost a cartoonish face, mounds of dripping flesh. Very literally, there's like sacks of flesh hanging off of this creature, but more of a defined skeletal face and hands emerging from the river Styx. All right, so we've got our 2 Lemures. 5th edition, 1st edition. I like them both. Man, this guy's just got so much character to him on the 5th edition one, or sorry, the 1st edition one. But I really do like the amorphous blob that is the 5th edition one. A little bit more flesh tones too. Very cool. Nice. Another matching set from 1st and 5th edition. All right, and oh, the poor fellow who gets gotten squished to the ground. Look at that, he's bowing very low. Who are you? A Skeleton Knight 1st edition. Let's get you stand up without damaging you too much here. Very proud. I would almost use this as one of our seneschals, our guardians in our Curse of Strahd campaign. He's got some regal bearing. Like, yeah, this guy is a skeletal knight, but like, he's still got some honor, right? He's bound by oath and duty. Maybe that makes him more dangerous than just simply a grunt risen. All your other skeletons are out in the battlefield mindlessly following orders, but this guy looks like maybe there's some intelligence there. Again, stick him in some hot water and then some cold water, right in those 2 baths. They'll be good as new. All right, now we are on to our last box. Time to tear, time to rip, time to rend, shred, slice, tear. The seal has been broken. Ambrosia, blood of the gods indeed. Last box. Ooh! I'm excited. This is one of my favorite D&D monsters. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, Green Slothy 5th edition. Now, this is a character. I actually have this mini from an earlier set that they released. Shamanic, weird, carrying bone armor and capes. And the Great Slot are intelligent. And I love how, in this particular version, the 5th edition one, there is a cunning there. These guys are out to master arcane arts. And you can find them, and they may not attack you if you're not in their particular way. They might be out on a strange quest in a far-off Arctic region, or mountainous terrain, or in a deep volcanic lair, and your adventuring party comes across a workshop. Very clearly somebody who has plans, who seems to be unrelated to whatever adventure you're going on, or maybe related. Maybe they're searching for some long-lost lore. Some lore as to how to open the gates to hell. Specifically, though, because they're not looking to bring Tiamat into the world. No. They just find that it would be a convenience if the portal and Tiamat were left open, and thus a particular passage between the hells was left unguarded, and therefore made their lives a lot easier. But not your direct enemy. No. The Sladi. Clever creatures. Now compare that to the 1st edition slot, and I will take the 5th one every time. Although there are other editions of the Sladi. This guy means business. He's smart. You can tell just by looking at him. He doesn't just look like a fraud. I mean, I mistook him for a bullywug. Right? He's not really wearing much. He's just a frog in a loincloth. Whereas this, with all of his accessories and eccentricities, a formidable foe. All right. What have we got here? So far, I've got the duplicate Glabrezu from 1st edition. Fun. And I see another duplicate here, I believe. Yes. Another 1st edition Blink Dog, which is actually the only one that I really didn't like out of all this set. Now we have 2 of them. But that's not bad. I think if I was to think of these as more hyena-like, then I could put some spots on it. I think that's all right. Blink Dog for the bin. What else? Ooh. Oh, is this a nightmare or another shadow? Oh, there we go. Now we have a comparison. The 5th edition Shadow Demon. With those horns and fangs and foul energies. So now we have 2 Shadow Demons to compare. 5th edition and 1st. I like that for these particular models, they have this fade out, this ombre into the clear. On both of them, too. Although the wings are much more pronounced on the 5th edition one, those wicked horns. So again, which is more scary to you? You can drop a hint, drop some comments down below. The 5th edition Shadow Demon, with its very clear, menacing expression and horns, or the 1st edition one, almost no face, almost horrifying in its lack of emotion. Oops. Stuck in the donut. All right. And let's see. Ooh, this looks like another named character. High-backed cloak. It just screams vampire also. Oh, no. I see on their breastplate or tunic a red spider, which makes me think this is a drow, a Lolth worshipper, perhaps a noble of Menzo Baranzan. Let's see. Nope, right to Lolth herself. 39 of 50. The Spider Queen. The Queen of the Demon Web Pits herself. A formidable foe in her humanoid drow guise. Her true form, too hideous to behold. Again, a set piece, or maybe if you had a very specific character interaction, you could use her. Otherwise, I would say she would just adorn my mantle. Well, I think that's all for our unboxing. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lost City, for being our home away from home. Thank you to all of our TPK Miami community for playing with us. There's going to be some new monsters at the table coming up soon. For if you know and you've played at my table, I've got the fun box. Catch you next time. This has been Dungeons & Dragons Icons of the Realm Wizkids 50th Anniversary. A beautiful set. Duplicates, some. But alternate versions, many. First edition, 5th edition. Catch you next time. Wow. Bonus. I guess we get a 9th box. What could this be? Seal's still intact on both sides. Let's find out.
Friend.
Seals have been broken. Slightly different than the others.